Welcome to Talking Trash and Tacos. We are two best friends. If you don't know us, you will soon. Been friends for over 30 years. We've always talked about wanting to start a podcast. Never did it. Now we are. And I'm so excited. Here we go. A little bit of laughter, a little bit of show. We're two best friends with stories to share. So grab a taco, pull up a chair. Trash Talking Tacos. It's going to be grand. With a little hot sauce and laughs on demand.
That's cute. I'm a little shocked she did that. I told her we weren't going to do that. And then she also said she can't sing and that she wasn't going to sing a jingle. And look at what we have here. A jingle.
Why did the taco go to therapy, Jessica? Because it had too many layers. Let us talk about some awesome tacos. Get it?
I literally 10 minutes ago told her we're not doing any of these jokes. We just thought it was catchy. We don't really give a fuck about the tacos.
I love tacos. I hold the lettuce, though. Always got to hold the lettuce. They'll give you more meat that way.
I don't think that's what they do, because then they would charge you.
Hey, I'm all about being nice to them so they don't spit.
And there we have it.
I'll take extra toppings, not extra spit.
It's not funny because I feel like Mexican restaurants don't spit in food, but McDonald's would. I don't know why that is.
Everybody spit.
That's gross.
But I would never be able to spit in somebody's food.
I think I would.
But either way, welcome to our podcast.
So I guess I should probably explain why we're starting a podcast. I have this weird obsession, and it's because a few years back, I found a podcast. I became obsessed. I listen to them all the time. So yeah, I just always want to do a podcast because I have so much to share because my family was always really fucked up. Like my life is like a little weird. I knew you'd be great at it because you're freaking hilarious. And we have like total opposite sense of humor.
We crack each other up. If we can make ourselves laugh till we almost pee, then why can't we do it for you guys?
I think you just did make me pee.
Good.
And it was real.
You got your Depends on, right?
No, but I should.
So basically, Jessica, I don't even know, probably like 6 months ago was like, let's do a podcast.
By the way, I've been trying to find a co-host for 3 years. And so I didn't come to my mind to ask you.
Things just picked back up right where they left off.
And it's so funny.
When I knew it was real, I came over and she had 2 microphones. It's like, we're really doing this. Yeah, she is the mastermind. She is the comedian too. She's got a great sense of humor.
Not really. So we were trying to record an intro, and Sarah said this really funny thing about always checking the mic and testing it beforehand. And so we didn't do that. So now we're re-recording this again. So now we're trying to talk into the microphone because I've not figured out how to plug in 2 microphones at one time.
We got a lot to figure out here.
Yeah, we have some testing we need to do, and I don't know how it's going to get done.
Yeah, we have lots of recordings and no clue how to edit those and combine them to make a episode.
I did do it. We released episode 0, and it actually sounds okay, but for some reason, these longer recordings don't.
So we just paid for Adobe Podcast. Hopefully, it's worth our money.
We started using Audacity. And then Sarah got audio.com in conjunction with it.
It was free, even though it kept trying to get you to pay.
Yeah, which is sneaky.
Yeah,
by the way.
All these things are sneaky.
Not just podcast stuff.
Like, it's free for 30 minutes. How many people do podcasts that only last 30 minutes long? Probably not many.
So Sarah wouldn't take her microphone home. It was like too much of a commitment.
Well, I was just nervous talking on this thing. Now I feel like we've recorded hours and hours. All kinds of stuff.
You'll hear some other day.
Yeah. We cover so much stuff.
Yeah. You'll never know how cool we are because this is the one you're getting.
One of the other reasons why is to gossip about what's going on in the world. Like P. Diddy. Did he or didn't he? Or, about Love Island. I love that show. Do you guys love that show? I hope so.
I hate reality TV.
What? How are we going to do this?
I don't know. Oh, I think about trash reality, like Love Island.
It's a real one. People fall in love.
They do.
The people that watch them become obsessed with the people on the show, whether it's in a negative way where they want to trash talk, which Hopefully not one person hates us. But usually when you're famous, and it's not just about the tacos, it's about the talk-in.
Well, she's very serious. Like, are you fucking with me? And she's like, no, so serious. So that was odd.
Either way, life is messy, unpredictable, and we are here to show you it's okay to laugh about it and laugh at us while you're at it.
I find it a little therapeutic to be able to, like, just say all these things and to give our opinion.
People that aren't sure what might come out of our mouth should definitely listen, because it's always something exciting.
Great.
As long as I'm on your podcast, you can't talk bad about me, so it'll be everybody else.
Oh, that's so sad.
Not that you would ever talk bad about anybody. I don't think you've ever said a mean thing in your life. Some may know we're joking. We just want to have fun and make you laugh and share lots of knowledge, because we do have a lot of that.
It doesn't sound like it right now, but we do.
And don't be too rude. This is our first ever episode, so you got to give us some slack for that.
So it's been a task, and we'll get it down.
Because obviously this isn't our full time. We're not over here doing podcasts 10 hours a day. What else do you do?
I have a card shop online.
Card shop.
Card shop. CARD. So Sarah doesn't know what this movie is, but there's an Adam Sandler movie where he's like, oh my God, that should be a card. And he's in like this small town and he just makes cards. I feel like that's me. I'm Adam Sandler in that movie and I make stupid cards and I sell them online and I enjoy it a lot.
Okay. Jessica makes cards and I make dreams come true by selling you a house. I'm a realtor. That's my full-time job.
Yeah.
Until we see where this podcast goes. You never know.
Yeah, we're banking on the podcast.
Yes, we are banking. We'll be banking.
I have so many ideas that I do like all the time. And I think it's so weird. My husband's like so annoyed with them. We set up a room in our house. Ron buys me a microphone. And I never, ever recorded one session. I have all these grand ideas. And they never work out. But I learned something so important from all of them. So we're not going to discount.
See, everything happens for a reason. The reason you had your studio a year ago that you never used, and second time's a charm. So now you're going to always look back and be like,
third time's a charm, and you're not the one.
oh gosh. No, I'm kidding. I'll create my own.
You totally could.
You're replaceable.
Yeah, so are you.
Anyway, who's most likely to get banned from a Taco Bell for life?
You, because you're at Taco Bell more than me.
No, I'm not. My kids have cars now, so they have their rides to work, because I do have 2 kids that work there. They're management positions.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
That's fun.
Not that Taco Bell isn't great. The benefits of a mom that has kids that work there, that comes around to why I would probably be the one to get banned from Taco Bell, because I would get caught trying to smuggle free food from the kids. I'd be like, oh, can you just accidentally throw 3 tacos in my bag, Landon? Next question. Who's most likely to trip over absolutely nothing in public and pretend it didn't happen? I think probably me again. You're not very klutzy. So I'm sure I've done that daily, actually. But it brings me to this story. One time we were going in the club. Do you remember the bait shop? So we're walking in. It's a freezing winter day. And my mom always warned me that, when it's cold and it snowed or rained, you could have black ice on the concrete. So as we're walking in, as a friend would, I'm yelling to my friends, watch out for the black ice. Watch out. It will bite you. You'll fall on your ass. And they all looked at me like I was crazy. And they said, Sarah, what the hell are you doing? Stop yelling that. I was yelling what? They thought I was yelling, watch out for the black guys, which I would have no clue why they thought I was even yelling that. But anyways, crazy story. Jessica, hopefully this one is one that you would rather do, but I don't know. Turn a simple do-it-yourself project into a full-blown emergency room visit. Tell us your story. Didn't you cut your finger off?
I did, yes. I was trying to use a mandolin.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It has a blade on it. Like, use your hand to pull down, and you swipe the vegetables to swipe layers. And so I had my hand on, let's say, a potato. I don't remember what I was cooking, but it was something for Thanksgiving. It was Brussels sprouts. And I was trying to slice the Brussels sprouts, and I sliced my knuckle right off of my hand and had to go to St. Anne.
Did it grow back?
It did.
So you basically cheese grated.
Yeah, if you were slicing slices of cheese, it sliced off a thick slice of my finger. Oh, you got to be careful with the mandolin.
That is why I stay out of the kitchen. Brian does all of that for me.
That's nice.
Thank you, Brian. He sweeps too.
Great. Good boy.
Yes. This is you probably, because I would never do this. Stalk someone's ex on social media and accidentally like a 7-year-old post. You know, a lot of people are guilty of doing that. I may have stalked somebody and accidentally liked a 7-year-old post, but never an ex. What about you?
No, I don't know. I am quite a little stalker, but I do it more like someone's coming to like rent a property for me. I look into their Facebook because it lets you know like what kind of person they are.
What about this one? Blame the dog for a fart that was obviously theirs. You don't have a dog, so
my cat might let out a little toot that may sound like my little toot. I don't know.
I would blame it on the kids back in the day. Now when I'm at the gym with Brian and he's next to me, I can just blame it on him, be like, smell that?
You just mentioned the gym. Did you hear that story about, I think it was Fitness for All or Planet Fitness, where the guy was found after 3 days, he was dead on the tanning bed?
What?
Yeah, we were like, well, how often do they really clean their tanning beds if someone dies in there and they don't know for 3 days? That's kind of gross and strange.
Yeah, I heard you can get a lot of diseases from tanning beds.
I feel like women just make that up because they were cheating and having sex and they really got it from like that. And they're just blaming the gym equipment because like my mom did that once.
Do you ever wonder if they have cameras in there? I don't like how the ceilings are open. What happens if a bird got in there, could see us? That means a person could see us. Well, if animals can get up there, so can people. I was reading that they even have these smoke detectors, but they're actually cameras.
Yeah.
And now every hotel room I go in, I'm going to have to check.
Where did you learn this?
Doing all my research for this podcast somewhere, I learned.
Okay.
So everybody check your smoke detector and make sure. Well, actually, I think it works as a smoke detector, really. So you don't know there's a camera on there.
Really, we don't know. We didn't research this. It's just us talking. It's probably not even true.
No, I bet it is true. Google it right now and go check. I would, but I can't multitask. We got our tip of the day. It's the elevator closed door hack. Now, you cannot hold us to this because it might not be all elevators. But get this. Holding down the closed door button with your floor button at the same time in some elevators can make you skip other floors. So if you want to give it a try and let us know if it works. It's supposed to be like a cheat, so you can forget all those other people waiting maybe to get on the elevator. It just skips right past them.
Okay, that was interesting. I have a certain family member that through the whole entire time that they've been talking about Trump, Kamala, Biden, this whole thing, he will watch the TV and start fake shooting it every time. And I sometimes think he even fake shoots the people he loves because he's just so worked up and like escalated over what they're reporting and over what the president and the soon-to-be are doing.
This was actually my first time ever voting this year. I'm not going to say who I voted for.
You know what? I have not voted in years because my shit choices.
I was afraid if I voted that they would call me to jury duty.
Oh, really?
And then I realized you don't have to be a voter to now get called for jury duty.
I also didn't know that. I was just coaching Elena on that earlier today because she goes, what does it mean to have to register to vote? And I was like, well, it means you can get called in for jury duty.
Get out there and vote.
Remember, Trump was like, get that fat pig off the couch and make him go out there and vote. And I am at that point the fat pig on the couch looking at the television like I'm not going to vote.
And I am not the fat pig this year. Oh my gosh, that makes me excited. It was exciting, and they all cheered and screamed for me when they knew I was a first-time voter, which was embarrassing. I didn't like that part. They should not be able to tell your information like that. Actually, I might sue them. How many people do you think use the other section? You could handwrite a name in and vote for whoever you wanted. Is there somebody out there that actually had like 10,000 people write their name that we don't even know about?
Do you have to get notified that someone wrote you down that you were going to be the next president in the other section?
Kind of like that voting thing. My brother got voted as top realtor, and he keeps asking people to vote.
But should they also have to notify you, though? Someone has to tell you.
Probably not. It's the government. They're corrupt.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. And I think they should tell you you're a nominee. So Ron was in the back room earlier today. What is today? Today is Christmas Eve. But he comes out of the back room and he says, Jessica, Biden just pardoned everyone on death row. And I said, everyone? And I'm thinking, oh my God, there's so many prisons. Like, how can we afford this? And I'm stressing out a little bit. And then I hear some guy talking on the television saying, he raped and killed my daughter. And now he was supposed to die and now he's not going to die. And that was a little stressful. But I don't think I got the full story, or maybe Ron thought he had told me and I misunderstood because I make up stories in my head.
AI gave me the full story, though.
What'd they say?
So basically, as far as those pardoned, so basically there were 40 people, federal death row inmates right now, and Biden pardoned 37 of those inmates. What that means is they were supposed to be executed, and now they will live life sentences without the possibility of parole. But he didn't just do that. Mind you, first, let's talk about the 3 people that he didn't pardon. Dylan, who was the 2015 Charleston church shooter, and then some other Boston Marathon bombing guy, and Robert Bowers, who was the 2018 Pittsburgh synagogue shooter.
So did you see all 3 of those were very recent? So it's like he was like, I will just keep the most recent ones that were put in there so I don't make too many enemies, and I'm just going to pick all the old ones.
And
seems logical.
Yeah, it's just, I don't get it. So some of the things the people did that he did release were convicted of kidnapping and murdering a 12-year-old girl back in 2010. He shot her multiple times before slitting her throat. Another one was a former Marine that sexually assaulted and murdered 2 young girls in 2005. He was found guilty in 2009, and he is now not going to get the death penalty. And then there was one more where a prison guard was murdered. It's just crazy to me. And they also, what he did was there was 1,500 individuals who they call it commutation. Basically, they were released as of today, and some of those were some major crimes.
Yeah. I was thinking it was that they were like almost under house arrest, and then they were released from like a house arrest situation.
Yeah, it was like during COVID, these 1,500 people were put into like home jail, whatever it is, like basically house arrest. And now they just...
So we might have to cut this whole part out.
What?
We'll see. I don't know.
No, if we're not right, we're not saying our facts are 100%, but they should be good.
So yeah, I don't know much about politics. I just know that I just feel like some crimes
deserve harsher punishment. So you believe in the death penalty?
I do. I just don't like saying it.
Yeah.
Maybe they should come up with a more humane way of doing it.
Hunter Biden's pardoned.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why he pardoned all these other people, to make that not look as bad. Or maybe he thinks it'll pull the attention off of his son if he does this, right? So, moving forward, we don't know what's going to happen with the podcast or the presidency. Sarah told me about Facebook groups. And obviously, I'm kind of like an old hag at this point. I'm a grandma now, and you do grandma things and mom things and wife things. I'm mature now. So I only know about really lame things like the garage sales on the site. And I joined an Binder SVG. If no one knows what that is, it's a scaled vector graphic. I use it for crafting. Nonsense. No one cares. So then Sarah's like, well, Jessica, there's this group called Nosy Neighbors. It's really interesting. And I was like, huh, okay. And then she added me.
It's Nosy Asses of Toledo.
There you go. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it's great for entertainment for sure. People are crazy.
It's true. But I really have a hard time dealing with it because I want to get on there and be like, you're all stupid.
They also have Caught and Exposed 419. Maybe one of you have been on there before. Cheating, scandals, public dispute, people that rip you off.
This is like a soap opera on Facebook.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Cheaters Exposed, Toledo. There's even Are We Dating the Same People?
Now that one, I think, has a fair point.
Name the people you've seen on there.
We're not going to talk about that because my family will be listening to this. But I will tell you, it's entertaining. And then I love it when they post the pictures of what these guys look like and they say, any tea or red flags here? And I'm like, I see fucking 10 red flags. So that's immediately why I cannot look at these things. I get embarrassed for them.
I was in one of those cheater groups, and this girl is so smart. She reaches out to her boyfriend's barber, and she says, when he comes to get his hair cut, can you please watch him get on his phone, get his code? So while he's getting his hair done, the barber's probably going to see him type in his code. And then they go on there, can somebody call my boyfriend and see if he'll cheat or be bad because he used to be bad and now he's being good again. And I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. And if you guys have any stories of where you found your boyfriends or your friends' boyfriends on there, please post them. My husband, he's not on there.
I just feel like Sarah's trying to make us Jerry Springer.
Jessica's like, all right, we're going to start this podcast, but can we just not invite any of our friends? They're just going to listen to us if we can't start by inviting our friends and family. She's like, well, I don't want them to hear me talking about them. Let's talk about different types of friendship that you can have or encounter over the years. So we figured we'd start by doing a little bit of icebreaker. It's called Friendship or Fling. I figured while Jessica's sitting here with me, I would ask her some questions, and she's going to tell me whether she would have her friendship or fling help her.
But in my case, it would be a husband. So in your case, it might be a fling.
No flings here. The only thing flinging is my finger when I'm pissed off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that you should just say husband.
Yeah.
Can you remember it? Let's see if you
Not
can.
everybody that listens has husband.
Well, you're asking me.
Maybe it'll get things spicy for you. So, who is most likely to help you move a couch at midnight? Would it be your friend or your fling?
Probably my fling, because hopefully he's already at my house to help me move the couch. Because if he's not there, he's working.
You're stuck in an elevator for hours.
Yeah.
Who do you want with you?
A friend.
Yes. Which friend?
You.
Yes. Good answer.
Great. I thought I did good.
Who would you trust to pick out a new hairstyle for you?
Not Ron, because he sort of wishes I dyed my hair more red because I used to be a redhead. I think he misses it. And he just doesn't have good choices.
Is it true redheads have tempers more?
What do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, the internet told me that a long time ago when I had to look up what was wrong with you.
Well, you know what? That honestly might be a generalization and a judgment, and it's not nice.
No, it's not true.
But being a pick-me girl.
Well, they say blondes are more fun. Here I'm the boring brunette right now, even though our logo has me as the hot.
Well, it has me as a hot redhead, and that's wrong too.
We are fake. Yeah, enough of the icebreaker. I think we broke the ice.
Good.
So now we'll get on to our topic of friendship, trash talk. There's different types of friendships. There's childhood friendship, you know, those that you grew up with and hang out with because they live across the street. You got workplace relationships and friendships, but we're keeping it on the friendships. We know all about the workplace relationships.
Do we?
We'll talk on that on another episode.
Oh, I think I did that once and it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was really young though.
Very awkward, especially when they're at the function with their wife. I've never done that.
With their wife? But it wasn't me.
You have situational friends. Maybe they're your friend because you need somebody who likes to go hiking or go to the park, and your real friends are lazy and they don't like to. You would walk at the park.
Maybe. Marianne used to walk at the park all the time, and I never went with her, and I always wanted to.
I want you to go rock climbing with me. I'm a pro now, and I did it once.
Climb.
It's fun. It's very hard.
When we took our trip down, well, we weren't down. We were over at Red Rock area, you know, Denver.
Yeah.
And these people were just climbing at the side of the road. That's so freaking strange.
Yeah.
Because we can't rock climb at the side of the road here.
I like it where it's safe. You're indoors and somebody's like protecting you.
That's even easier.
It's like fake climbing, but it's still just as hard, except for you don't get the thrill of, oh, if I fall off this rock.
I might tire.
Yeah, the ground's really smushy.
Right.
So yeah, your situational friends, your BFF, those that you love and tell everything to, your acquaintance friendships and your virtual friendship. So to start, Jessica.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a childhood friendship growing up?
Yeah. So I probably had like 4 different elementary schools. I actually went to like Greenwood, Whittier, Meadowvale.
Did you have a new best friend at every place you went?
Shoreland. No, I didn't really make friends until Shoreland. So I moved there in 3rd grade. And the people in my neighborhood were like Danielle, Andrea, a girl named Kelly. I don't want to use people's last names. It's
Point placers.
Yeah, it's true. And I'm not childhood friends with them. I'm friends with them all on Facebook because they're all great people. But, you know, I think they all tended to be more on like the popular side, like going through junior high and high school. And I was not. So
Yeah.
there's that. Dun, dun, dun.
So I had some childhood friends.
Are you still friends?
I am still friends and acquaintances. So my first real friend that I remember lived right across the street, and her name was Sarah. And I used to get offended because she was a little younger than me.
I was about to say, I thought she was closer to Lindsay.
She was younger than me. Not much. Now that we're older, it seemed like so much back then, but it was probably not even 2 years.
If my husband and I knew each other when we were younger, I'd be 7 and he'd be 14. Or I would be a baby and he would be 7.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
When you're young.
That is, like, me and my sister are 9 years apart. So me and Sarah were definitely not that far apart. But they called us Big Sarah and Little Sarah. So I was offended because I was like, is it because I'm fatter than her? And they're like, no, it's just because you're bigger than her. And we would try and make friendship bracelets, sell them on the corner.
She means older.
Yeah, I was older,
because
not because I was fatter, even though I was. She went to Emmanuel Baptist, so I would go to church. She had to go to church 3 times a day on Sunday. What happened to Carissa? You remember Carissa?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a second. Let's go back to Sarah. Didn't she have a hot brother?
Yes.
What was his name?
Ben was cute. Yes.
He was.
That wasn't the reason I was friends with her, because we were way too little to like boys. But as I grew older, I realized why I had popular friends. It's because they wanted to see my brother and they wanted to see the neighbors. So I guess those were my situational friendships.
I was your friend not because I thought your brother was hot. I was your friend first.
So what about, like, we were childhood friends. We met in the 7th grade. And
so I guess, yeah, it's like school age.
Yeah.
I would.
What about workplace friends? Did you ever have any workplace friendships?
I did, but they all kind of end with the job.
Yeah, that's true. It does get tough.
And yeah, it's weird because you want to hang out with them, but then sometimes when you meet new people, you don't know their backgrounds. And sometimes you learn that they're not what you thought they were.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm not what they thought I was.
Or that once they get that promotion. My mom always said, don't ever get your friends jobs. You'll lose your job. And I got Marianne a job.
Did you lose your job?
I got fired. Yeah, she stayed there for years. But I got fired because I took the orders and I messed up a lot. You know what, though? They cried. Every time I've been fired, which isn't that much. I think I've been fired like twice. They cry. They cried when they fired me, though. That's how sad they were. But so I got fired at Sofo's because Marco's Pizza, I guess, has a brother they don't like. And I would accidentally send the pizza sauce to the brother that hated the other brother. Somebody may know more, but I'm pretty sure Marco's has a brother that makes pizza somewhere that they hate each other. Or they did when I worked.
Maybe they own separate.
This is a long time ago.
Places. Like there's several Marcos, right? Maybe you sent one to the brother's store.
Yeah, I sent it to the wrong store. And so I deserved. They gave me multiple chances. So that was my fault. And then the other job.
You guys, Sarah has ADHD. She just didn't realize it for a long time.
Well, I'm talking about workplace friendships.
I know.
Dang it.
But
yeah.
But the thing is you do have ADHD. That's why that was.
No. But that's part of it. Like all my bosses were my friends to the point that they cried when they fired me.
That's amazing.
So, best friend, do you have an actual legit best friend like that you've had day one, A1, or do they change?
I think they change.
Am I your best friend right now?
I think you're one of the best friends I've ever had. I think we go through like seasons though. So yeah. So it's like you'll hang out for like a few years, maybe like 6 months we don't, maybe 4 years we don't. But
yeah, we've had some gaps in there, sure.
And I don't think it's ever necessarily that we're fighting or anything. I just think it's just life takes you different directions.
Yeah. That leads me to online friends. Have you ever had like exclusive online friends?
I don't think so. I was around for as you were for the first AOL. Oh no. But you could talk to people online. And so, but I don't think I ever friended them for long periods. You?
Yeah, actually, I got scammed. It was business through real estate. The guy, he looked like a supermodel. He had 50 mutual friends. Either way, he wasn't real. And I didn't find out till I was sitting in the bar to meet this guy that I had been talking to. And some lady randomly wrote me and said, go check the Stop David Klotz page. She said he's a scammer. He's a homeless man. So I got scammed by a very smart homeless man.
Well, why did he want to meet you at the bar?
We were going to meet at Frog Towns to discuss business, to discuss real estate, but in real estate, you do.
Yeah.
And he said he flew on a jet, so I thought I was discussing him coming here to do investing. And he lived in Las Vegas. Well, either way.
Well, what you're telling me is what I think about sometimes when you tell me about the people you're talking to for work, these it stresses me out for you because sometimes things sound fake and they're not. Sometimes they sound fake and they aren't fake.
Well, this guy was fake. I ended up getting on the news twice. The first time after I got on, at least 50 to 100 people called and said they were being scammed. And here he was in the downtown Toledo library scamming people out of money. And there still is a page you can follow him.
I was thinking of it more as a catfishing, as in...
It was a catfish in a way, but at that point they had location. For a short time, Facebook would let you tell where your location was. So as I'm sitting in here, he was scamming people in different states too. Not even just Toledo. He scammed veterans, different, all types of different situations. He used me in real estate, but even years after this happened, realtors get calls from him on inquiring on houses, and they call me all right, I've been dealing with this guy and this news article came up, what is going on? So anyway, yeah. Virtual friendships nowadays, you really can't get scammed as bad. I mean, I'm sure catfish, but yeah. So that's that. Don't get scammed. Even if they have 50 mutual friends, don't believe everything they tell you.
So can you be friends with an ex?
I could be, but if there was a reason, like I wouldn't just be friends with my ex. I would say I could be civil.
So like Bill,
Yeah.
do you consider him a friend?
No, he's not a friend, but he's not an enemy. Like, ever since he paid off his child support and my kids are adults, I don't have to talk to him. But I don't wish him ill either. But I would not call him.
Because I think about, we have these two friends, like Jennifer and Dave. I don't think I could do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Where they like hang out
together. They went through like some custody stuff with kids and breaking up and then became best friends.
Like it's a big blended family. It feels like their whole family is like that with relationships. They keep people as friends, which really isn't bad.
I just feel like I would constantly, like there'd be a problem. I don't know. I just don't think it'd be good.
Right. Exactly.
Anyway.
I don't think I could do that either because it's going to be awkward for the significant other too.
Yeah.
Or it's just it's everybody in an awkward position.
I don't like hanging out with Ron's ex. It's very uncomfortable.
So that leads me to a fun fact. Did you know men need friends too? When men become adults, they are lonelier than women as adults. So they need friends. That's what they say.
They do. Because, men have a higher rate of suicide than women.
No, I thought that was dentist. They do too, dentists too. The profession with the highest suicide rate.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think it's because men feel lonely. They can't express their feelings as well as women. It's just kind of complicated.
Did you know there is a high percentage of men who are actually not gay sleep with men?
Because men just care about coming. I guess I always tell Ron that. I was like, it doesn't matter who it is. You just want the hole. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah. Me and Jeanette, sorry to throw you out there, we were intrigued. So we did go on Pornhub. She's probably going to kill me for saying this. But we did. And you were like, whoa.
So were you watching like girl on girl, boy?
No, boy on boy.
Oh, I can't watch it. It hurts me for them. Like I feel the things that the people are feeling. Like I don't like straight up orgasm if I'm watching porn, but if it feels good and if it feels bad, you're like clenching your ass.
If you get a toothache and you don't have or a gel, you can use anal ease. Works wonders and will take your tooth pain away.
The fact that someone told you this is a little bit more of a problem.
I learned that from my old neighbor who happened to be a crackhead, so she always had teeth problems. Bill, the kid's dad, had a toothache. She's like, use anal ease. So we went to the adult store for the first time I went there, and I go in and I'm like, I'm buying anal ease. It's for a toothache. I was so scared to go in there and buy it, but I did. And it worked.
100% thought that you were lying, that you were getting anal.
They probably did. I mean, he goes in and says, I'm buying this for my toothache.
Everybody says that.
Maybe I help somebody.
Okay, that's true.
Who knows these days?
Yes. Yep. That's your tip of the day. Tips and tricks. Sarah said she wanted to do a tips and tricks sessions. And I was like, that is such a dumb idea. Look at how it naturally worked its way in here. Don't be so judgy, Jessica. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of ironic, that whole thing.
And that's probably why women hug more. That was one of my other quirky fun facts.
Women hug more.
They're more affectionate and hugging, but I can see that. But like I said, Love Island, though, in Australia, they get pretty lovey-dovey, the guys. They like each other. I don't know,
like
that's a little different. Do you know the average friendship lasts 7 years? We'd love to know how long in your friendship story. Or have you became friends in an awkward way? Like maybe there was a guy involved that was cheating and then you two became best friends or something.
All of our friends went through that. I feel like it all revolves.
And then you had a story on this one.
Which one?
Was there a time you realized someone wasn't actually your friend? And how did you handle it?
So I was going to tell you about the one time Ron's best friend's wife looked at me when I first met her and she goes, "Well, Jessica, you might be funny, but you're not that cute." And I was like, oh, damn, she's a bitch. And then right away, I didn't know what to say. So I said, "Oh my God, what did you say?" And she looked at me and said, "You hurt me." And I was like, damn, this bitch.
Oh, wow.
So, but we weren't friends. But I had to be because of my husband. But that wasn't a good example because I had just met her.
So you guys still had to hang out after that and stuff?
Yeah.
Did you do were you snobby and rude and just didn't associate, or would you kill her with kindness?
I think over the years we ended up figuring it out, but I always knew in the back of my head, she's not my friend. I know, Jessica, you may think she's your friend. She is not your friend.
Yeah.
Ron told me that once about one of his brother's girlfriends. He looked at me because they invited us over and there's so much back and forth with all of that kind of stuff that I never know if it's going to be a good idea or not. A good idea or not. And Ron says, "Jessica, they are not your friend." So, I mean, sometimes you need that voice of reason if you can't give it to yourself.
That is so true. Sometimes we get caught up and think somebody's good and they have bad intentions.
It's true, too.
And usually I'm the one to give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And I am wrong. So, yeah, that's friendships. So we'd love to hear what you have to say on your friendship stories. Do you have anything else on the friendship topic?
I have a lot of things on the friendship topic.
Well, tell us some more.
Well, I just feel I don't want to get into it all right now, but I think it would be interesting because someone that you care about, you go through this grieving process when you're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
And then you wonder, do they even care? Because maybe they're putting on the front of acting like they don't miss you.
Yeah.
And you're both doing the same thing, but really you could just squash your beef and become friends again. Yeah. And there's a reason you miss somebody. If you miss them, then I think somebody's got to be the one.
There's a connection.
To pull the big girl pants on and make the event.
That's sweet. I agree. It's either a grudge you want to hold or a grudge you don't, right? You're either going to give in or you're not. So just cut to the chase.
So true. And you have one life to live. Why live it surrounded with people that A, you don't need to be friends with, and B, keeping people out that you would love to have in your life.
Yeah. No, that's Sarah's monster. I've also talked to you guys about this.
But I'm ADHD. It calms me down because I don't take Adderall. It really does.
I don't know. She's trying to convince me, but I feel like she's just gaslighting me.
I believe if you're ADHD and you drink caffeine, it has the opposite effect. I can go home and sleep right after drinking pot.
Well, I can too, but I don't think I'm ADHD.
When you're about me, I can make people have it.
Okay. That makes sense. Sarah's obsessed with AI. So we had to stop an episode so for 20 minutes she could look and figure out how AI could help our podcast.
Yeah.
And she found something good. Yeah. There you have it.
I love AI. ChatGPT, if you have not experienced it, it's a life changer. It even wrote my wedding vows for me.
Oh, you know what it wrote for me? A resignation letter. I put in some great information and I said, make this sound more professional, please, and organized. And it did it.
I always have to tell mine to dumb it down.
Yeah, I should do that too.
I'm always put this in 5th grade level, please. But, yeah, it does all kinds of things. I'm even using it to make my sports bet. So, too bad it's not great, though. You still need humans. Yesterday, when I was working on my bet, Brian's like, that dude's not even on that team anymore. He would have made some big mistakes. So, crazy. Don't always trust everything it says. I asked it if it has a lot of mistakes, and it said that it still messes things up. Your jobs are still here for now.
I feel like you're telling me what AI was, but for some reason, I feel like I taught you about it.
I learned it in real estate, but I did not think of all the other ways you could use it. I used it for my letters.
She was like, oh my God, I can use AI for everything. I really liked your post the other day. I was like, you should write them all the time since you write them so well. She's using AI to make these posts, to talk about betting.
We even learned how to get on the dark web. I did ask my chat GPT, what's the weirdest thing people ask it? Can you make a list of all the things that can be used as a weapon in the kitchen? Or can they help them pull a date with an alien?
But does it tell you any of the answers?
No, but if we ask it, it would probably tell you. Oh, and it can even tell you how to communicate with ghosts.
That might have to be a thing one day. Have you ever used a Ouija board?
Yeah, I used one by myself, and I swear after that I had bad luck forever.
So I guess that was just a little sampling.
Yeah, I'm showing you a little bit of our ADHD and how often we can get off topic.
Actually, her ADHD.
But we released it to the world, so now there's no turning back.
Dropping on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, starting New Year's Eve.
On that note, what topics should we cover?
Yeah, like what are the most entertaining things to you that you want to listen to?
Yes, from us.
Really, at this point, anybody, because you don't know us.
Take advantage of our intelligence.
What kind of taco do you like?
Click my links and like it. Become my friend. Everything the podcast told me to say.
I feel like you're asking for people to subscribe. Like we're on that OnlyFans or Fans Only. Which one is it? Fans Only or OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
I tried and I couldn't even get one person. No, I did not. You have to pay for that, I think.
Terrible joke.
I don't know. I heard female are free. Are females free? Like, is it just the guys that pay? Maybe it's free to females. And we all know the men are the main viewers. Maybe.
The men have the money and have to pay. So, yeah, I don't know how that goes because I've never done it or been on it or understand it. But I do know someone told me once that she felt guilty because the boys paid for the prescriptions.
You're like, you're sick. You're having sexual frustration. I prescribe you to get an OnlyFans account.
Okay, so they have to subscribe. And when they subscribe, they have to pay. And then they can request what you do, which I didn't know was a thing. I almost felt like it was like a webcam model thing, not like take requests from our biggest fans.
Do we have anybody listening that's an OnlyFans member? We would love to interview you, find out what you do, how many subscribers you have, and how much money you make. Maybe we'll create a taco OnlyFans.
What if they don't care about how much money they make and they're just doing it for, like, to themselves because it makes them feel good?
Is there OnlyFans that pay to do it and pay people to watch? Maybe somebody's not so popular, but they have their OnlyFans. Nobody pays. Oh, no. Looks like we're out of time.
All right.
Okay, I'm packing up.
That was your warning. I felt like that was your mom calling you, like, I'm pulling up. You need to get out of this car in 2 minutes. And if you're not out here, I'm going to leave you.
Taco.
Let's talk about it.
Walk it up.